I've officially surpassed 800 sales on Etsy, and I thought this would be the perfect time to react to this post that I saw on Facebook. So, in the group, the girl was essentially asking for your biggest advice or mistakes that you should avoid when starting your shop. And I'm going to react to some of the comments and then also give you my personal mistakes that I think you should avoid or things you should do. So, hi, I'm Daisha, and welcome back. On this channel, I talk about my small business that I run out of this cute pink studio. So, if you've missed the vlog of me updating the office, then you should definitely watch that, especially if you love organization and pink. So, but I just love taking you behind the scenes of my small business, teaching you things that I've learned so you don't make the same mistakes. So, if that interests you, then come along. So, today I want to talk about this post I saw on Facebook. So, basically, I've been getting in Etsy Facebook groups and just seeing what people are talking about and kind of reacting to their questions. So this seller says, "Hi everyone, I'm opening my Etsy shop this week. I will be selling t-shirts in the teacher niche, creating my own designs, not the crazy not the crazy AI look alike kinds. Can you share 3 mistakes you've learned? I'm really hoping to make at least $500 a month. I do recognize this could take me 6 to 8 months. Thanks for your advice." So I think this is a good one, especially if you don't know, I am a teacher and I actually head back to school tomorrow. Well, Monday. You're probably going to be seeing this on Wednesday. But if you're watching this, I'm back at school. So this one definitely resonates with me. Also, like that she says, I'm not making crazy AI lookalikes. And that's one of my pieces of advice for people. If you're making AI generated shirts and they look like every other AI generated shirt, you are having to compete with so many people. Versus if you can make something like it could just be on Canva, you don't have to draw it. But if you make something that is unique and different and doesn't look like, just the run of the mill thing, you're already going to be ahead of other people. So let's start with this comment. Because, like I said, we're just looking, the people are giving her advice. So, and I like this comment because it's actually from a teacher. And it says, "I'm a teacher and I'm also in the teacher niche. And I'm not in the teacher niche." So I think this one's interesting. She said, "I've been on Etsy for 3.5 years and it's definitely competitive. You have to earn your spot by advertising your products on social media platforms. It's a lot of work. Make yourself unique." I love this comment and I actually completely agree. One of my big things is marketing on social media. I think marketing on social media is the thing that can make you stand out from other people. Because if people follow you that way, you start building a community. People love to support people that they know and they like. So if you're online and you're posting and you're showing your things, like packing videos, showing how things are made, um, taking people behind the scenes of their process, they feel more invested in you because they feel like they were along for the journey. They did it with you. So I really think social media is the big thing that can help you stand out and drive more traffic to your shop, especially in the beginning when it takes Etsy a while to figure out, what's going on with your shop. Having some initial people coming in and leaving reviews um, is definitely going to help out. So I definitely agree. And then make yourself unique, which goes back to what I was just saying about just the generated items that all look the same. And even you can generate things that are unique. So I'm not saying AI won't work. I'm just saying that some people are one against it. And two, if it all looks the same, I'm not. What makes you stand out from the next person? So definitely making yourself unique is a big one. I like this one too. Don't get discouraged because it's going to take a lot longer than you hope to get that kind of income going. I used to pay for my entire life with my Etsy shop, and things are so terribly slow that last year I finished at 1% of what I used to do. Now I'm lucky if I can pay my insurance with my Etsy shop, never mind my whole life. So, especially the don't get discouraged part, because she said that she hopes to make $500 in the first 6 and 8 months, which is doable. I don't have my numbers sitting here. I do actually. No, that's this year. Just kidding. I definitely had my numbers from last year around somewhere. I don't know how long it took me to start making that each month, but again, a lot of that came because I was promoting on social media. So my first weekend selling, I did make like $300, but it was because of social media. And I don't say that to say like, "Oh, you can do this too." I say it to explain why my numbers look like that. Um, so because it can be discouraging if I tell you, "Oh yeah, I posted on social media and I had this turnaround." What I didn't say is I had like 15,000 followers at the time. for my book account because I just had grown the following. And then one day I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I opened a shop. I never had the intention of starting a shop. So it can be discouraging for me to say that, and then you think the same thing's going to happen. So you have to have realistic expectations. I do hate. I don't think I read all of this comment because I didn't realize that she said it's been terribly slow. Also, recognize where we are in the world. Things are expensive right now. Some people are not getting on Etsy and buying things that are not essential to them, right? Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of lucky um, to be selling my items at all because they're not essentials. You don't have to have an annotation kit. You don't have to have bookish stickers. So if you like look at the economy and think about things in the grand scheme, like price of gas, stuff like that, it does make sense why things are slower right now. Another seller says things to, I'm guessing, mistakes to avoid: posting to random people and Etsy groups instead of posting to your target audience. So I'm actually guilty of that. When I first got started, I was like, well, let me just make a bunch of different kinds of stickers. And that way, like, it would fit a lot of different people. So I made stickers that were for romance lovers. I made stickers for that were like more general. I made stickers that were different things, and they did serve a purpose. However, I put all that time doing different things. None of them actually sell well. So just figuring out your audience before you just like figuring out who you're talking to. It doesn't have to be everybody. It's better to talk to a specific group than a broad group, especially when you're starting out, but also making sure that you're making things that they actually want. Oh, this is a big one, and I'm guilty of it too. Listing holiday items only a month before. Your items need time to be researched for Etsy to acknowledge them, to push it out to people. So, like right now, honestly, I should already be working on fall, and it's July. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't. I do already have like a Halloween, like fallish collection, and I'm thinking about just trying to really push that this year. But honestly, I also know that my stuff like that isn't my biggest seller. So I'm thinking don't put all of your time into that. I can talk more about this later, but I'm like, I really want to make a book club collection because I think that's what would do really well for me. So, but yeah, don't wait till the last minute to get your seasonal items out, and then expect an instant success overnight. Yes, because yeah, everybody wants, those viral moments to be able to go start bringing in a lot of orders and a lot of sales. The truth is, a lot of it takes a lot of work, and you don't see all the like the behind the scenes. Like even though starting out, I did have those good days. I still put a lot of time and effort into my shop. Have your shipping and packaging figured out. I was so shocked when I got my first sale. It never occurred to me that anyone was actually going to buy anything, so I had to run out and buy a box. So that's not my experience because I was so over prepared that didn't happen. But just making sure you have what you want to send it in. Like I bought poly mailers at first. I don't really care for poly mailers. I'd rather use a bubble mailer. And even for a while, I was using rigid mailers, but they also weigh more. So just figuring out what you need to do to ship your item. And then also making sure that you put your dimensions and your weight incorrectly on Etsy, because if not, they might undercharge you for shipping and then you're going to have to eat the cost. Oh, this is a big one. When you use sayings, be sure to check the trademark first. Lots of people having IP complaints, things like that, shops getting shut down. So making sure that you're not using someone else's intellectual property while you're creating. So I see a lot of people like Disney, things like that, getting shut down because they're using things that do not belong to them. And I see a lot of people say all the time, like, oh, I see other people doing it. You just don't want to be the one to get caught. And this was one that I actually did not do, but read the seller's handbook and don't do any advertising until shop is up and running. Oh, well, I agree with the last part. I mean, I didn't read the handbook. But yeah, advertising, running ads isn't going to help you in the beginning because Etsy's still trying to figure out your shop and you don't even know what in your shop is going to be your bestseller. So running ads early doesn't make sense. Yeah, so those are some of the main comments that I saw. If I had to pick three that I think you should be doing, is first of all, like I said, marketing on social media, biggest bang for your buck. And even better than that, just like to even go further down, finding a way to start building you an email list because your social media is you don't own them and they're not forever. So you want to be able to contact your audience. Like if Instagram and TikTok and everything else went away today, how are you going to get in touch with the people that want to buy from you? And that's why I've started building my email list. Um, the second thing I would say is just making sure that when you're researching products that um, researching your products and then the niche, whatever you're putting it in, you need to have a unique sales proposition. So, what is it about your item that's going to make somebody buy from you instead of somebody else? So, for me, like for instance, annotated books. There are actually that's very niche specific in the first place. So a lot of people are not even selling those. Also, not a lot of people are searching for them, but the people that do search for them usually buy. So, how do I make myself stand out from the other people that are also selling this? Well, I added a bookmark that is custom to every book that I have. And then I also have a scrapbook page that I put at the beginning of each book. And to me, that's just like a little extra thing that just makes me stand out and to me lifts the perceived value of my item because I do add those extra things in. So being unique, marketing on social media. And then the third thing, which I know you've heard the word SEO over and over and over, but you want to make sure your SEO, your tags, your titles on your listings are things that people are actually going to be searching for. When I first got started, actually, I have some titles that are terrible, but they say if it's actually selling, don't change it. And that's why I have it. But even for my annotated book, one of my titles literally says heavily annotated, like the word heavily. No one's going to type in, oh, I want a heavily annotated book. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, that one's not too bad, but there are just certain words that are unnecessary. Like, think about when they actually sit down to look for an item, what are they actually going to type in that's going to lead them to your item? Right? So, like, I've seen people like cozy, like, say, this sweatshirt, for instance, comfy, cozy, like sweatshirt. You don't need that, right? Um, if I was going to do a title for this, I would make sure I include comfy. I mean, not comfy. I just said don't do that. Pink, if it's this one specifically. But the big thing is this one's for, it says minding my own small business. This is a sweatshirt for a small business owner. So I might put small business owner sweatshirt. And then if I only have pink, I will make sure to put pink in there. Things like that that are actually going to be things that you type in. Like I think I don't know if I typed in small business or if I typed in minding my own small business, but I knew that was the realm I was going in. I didn't type in cute, comfy sweatshirt, if that makes sense. And same thing with your tags are a little bit more broad. You get 13 of them, use all of them. They don't have to make sense. You can like mix and match the words. It's going to broad match. Like if I take a word from this part of the keyword and this part of the keyword and put them together. So if I have pink and then I have cute sweatshirt, if somebody types in pink cute sweatshirt, it'll still come up for that, if that makes sense. So just being intentional with your tags and your titles. So yeah, I think just keeping all of this different advice in mind is what helped me get to that 800 sales. And that's why I love being able to come on and just kind of share my experience and hope that you can do the same thing because like I said, it hasn't been easy. It's one of those things like when the person said, don't get discouraged. I've had down days. I've had bad months. What was it? It was January or no, March. Yeah. March was a terrible month for me. So I have my ups and downs too, but it's about not giving up and just keeping on working and hustling and just doing my best and showing up. So in the end, that's all you can do. And when you stick at it, eventually you're going to see success. So thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure you comment below anything you want to see in the future. Let me know, are you selling on Etsy? Like, what advice would you give someone? And if you want to get started, let me know if you have any questions. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.